Welcome to the United States of America podcast. Anna is not really feeling well, you guys. She's going to take a break, so she's not going to be with us today. But she's done some really, really big work, obviously, for years. And Anna never takes a break. She didn't want to take a break today either. She was trying to say that she was just going to give me notice at the last minute. And I insisted that she take a day of rest. She needs to just be able to rest. But you guys, she has released, they had a press release because the American Federation dollar, gold-backed digital currency, is officially out and transforming the global market. So this is a really, really big deal. I've seen all kinds of people saying many things about this, saying things like, oh my goodness, Anna sold us out because this is being managed on the exchange with saintcrown.org. You guys, if the AFD is being traded in the public market, it's going to be being traded with all the other public markets. So it's not going to be private. I think that it's interesting that a lot of folks maybe are just confused and not realizing that you can have a de jure government. You can operate in the de jure and still contract with the de facto. I mean, we would still be contracting with everybody, right? Anyway, she explains this perfectly in her article. It's official. The American Federation dollar is launched. After almost 2 decades of work, our new American currency has been launched. It's the beginning of a new way of doing business and a new way of living life for those lucky enough to catch the train instead of COVID-19. Here's the press release concerning the decentralized international trading platform participation. More trading platforms and announcements related to them will follow. And so she shares a link. And she says, our system is unique in that it operates entirely under American law in all jurisdictions so that we are independent of the central banking system, free of the various coercive bank transfer pipeline operations and all the crooked, collusive, AI-driven systems that seek to breach our privacy, coerce our compliance with monopolies, and control our access to the world marketplace. So a lot of folks are wanting to know if that means that it is ready for us to use. I see some of these questions coming up through here. And so again, we don't operate on deadlines when we're working with volunteers. So there isn't a date for anything to happen as far as exactly when it is that everybody's going to have access. But the big deal that you guys need to see is that it is being traded in the world market. And when you go and read about that, then they're saying that the AFD is lawfully backed by over $2 trillion in gold reserves, securely audited and stored in internationally recognized vaults. Each AFD token is pegged to 1/10 of the daily spot price of gold, offering users a reliable hedge against inflation and the volatility of fiat currencies and speculative cryptocurrencies. So when you read the article, they're explaining, in detail. And if you're looking at the various markets, they're talking about the AFD and how it is supported, how it is decentralized governance. And And, the AFD's listing on the St. Crown Exchange enables seamless global transactions. Users can buy, sell, and trade AFD tokens in real time, ensuring market liquidity and ease of adoption. So you have to go through all the various channels if you want to do business with everybody else. The difference is that Anna wanted us not to have to compromise our integrity and give them full control of our currency. So she didn't. That's the big deal. I'm not going to go through all of these questions because, Anna's not here to answer all of these things for you. But anything that I see real quickly, eHarmony coin versus AFD. I don't actually know if that's different. If they're calling it the Harmony coin on, I don't see them referring to it as the Harmony coin in this article, though. So the way that it's being exchanged according to St. Crown is as the American Federation dollar. I don't know if in some of the crypto platforms it might be an eHarmony coin. I'm not really sure about that. If anybody has any information on that, then let us know. So, okay, great. I see that there's nothing else really that we're going to do here. Anna, you guys, works 100%. Our federation works 100% on donations. They don't actually, they're not funded, and they're going to be the last ones to get funded. So Anna wants everyone to know that they definitely could use some shekels. They're trying, listen, for all of this to come all the way down to the ground right now, they need to go ahead and finish building out the prosperity unions and that type of thing. And so across the ticker here, if you want to support Anna and her work with the Living Law Firm, then you could, if you have something that you can donate to Anna on her Cash App, then her Cash App account is, the $ Anna, REIZE. So the dollar symbol is what they use on the Cash App. Then it's Anna, REIZE. And I think that she could definitely use, they're trying to get over this last hump. So they finally have the Federation dollar on a public exchange. Now they have to be able to get it into the hands of everybody, right? So we have to get it into the prosperity unions on the ground. So the next step is going to be getting it funded all the way down to the ground. So if anyone can offer any contribution to help Anna and the Federation, then please consider going to the Cash App and making a donation. You can also mail her donations. So that would be really, really helpful right now. The other thing is, Anna's always saying that we should rebuke evil. And one of the books that was recommended is The End of All Evil. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about it or you've seen it today. So I thought I would read a little bit out of it while we, pour our love and healing energy over Anna together, all of us today. So I thank all of you for joining me. And if we can all put our focus and our energy for Anna to be able to recover, just heal, she just needs to rest. That lady will not stop. And Shannon had to fight with her to rest even today because she was going to try to come on the show. And I was like, just take a break, take a rest. She needs to sleep, In this book, it talks about freedom. The definition of freedom is the infinite value of the human being. The definition of evil is the destruction of freedom. Everything that is evil teaches people that they have limited value. Simple. Truth is always simple, right? Anna says, stand on the truth. All people recognize truth because all people are intelligent beings. It is the nature of evil to create artificially complex ideas. It does this to hide or obfuscate the freedom it destroys. If you remove the complexity and fears from your life, you will find a plain and beautiful truth. This truth is the nature of your worth. I think all of us can agree that, I don't know, the longer I live, the more I realize if it looks like chaos and confusion, that is just what it is. It's chaos and confusion. It's not true. So there's that. The truth is simple. Value of man. To understand freedom is to understand the value of a person. Everything that evil wants to is to disguise and destroy your value. All authority is created by evil men to disguise your worth. To understand your own worth is to understand the nature of liberty. Evil. The crucial key for understanding our world is to understand the nature of evil. Evil challenges the value of people by denying them the opportunity to make their own choices, by denying them the chance to grow strong in learning and understanding. While evil seeks to destroy or hide a person's worth, freedom shows humans their full potential and their full value. With freedom, people have loved, cured disease, removed hunger, eased labor, and lived in peace. With freedom, happiness is possible. Freedom is the exact opposite of evil. So, on earth, there is a dark conspiracy which has clouded the minds of humanity throughout all ages. This conspiracy is evil incarnate and controls vast mountains of human emotions, work, thought, and speech. It has been responsible for the deaths of hundreds upon millions and the slavery of nearly every being who's ever lived. So, if you can accept a single principle that you have infinite worth, then this book will give you the vision necessary to see the world as it truly is, to know once and for all that this dark conspiracy is not strong but weak, and that evil is not growing but dying. So then it explains principles versus law. To understand how evil controls people, it's necessary to understand the difference between principle and law. A principle is a truth that creates freedom. A law is a lie that creates slavery. Principles describe reality. They are knowledge that help you to make use of your world. Because of your intelligence, you recognize principles in everything you do. Every true thing you learn is a principle. The movements of your hands, which foods taste good, mathematics, and empathy for a friend are all based on principles. Laws are artificial ideas created by evil men to restrict the thinking and understanding of people. Laws mask themselves as authority so that they can impersonate principles. And when people mistake law for principle, their freedom is restricted. When people mistake truth for the ideas of authority, their abilities and their wisdom are diminished. This is the purpose of law. An example of a principle can be found in thermodynamics. A liquid is cooler than a gas. This is a principle. Because this is a principle, it does not restrict us, but it enables us. Using this principle, we can condense and expand a substance between gas and liquid to create refrigeration. With this principle, we have more understanding and more power. Principles are truths that create freedom. An example of a law can be found in the culture of royalty. A commoner owes homage to the king. This is a law. Because this is a law, it destroys freedom and enslaves. Under this law, a person must neglect usage of their minds, their speech, and their actions. They must believe that they are worthless or more worthless than the king, right? So notice that unlike principle, there is no truth in law. It's entirely possible to disrespect the king and therefore break the law. Law must be enforced because there is no truth in it. A law destroys freedom because it is a lie. A principle, however, creates freedom because it is knowledge. That which destroys freedom is evil. I mean, another example is when you come to the edge of a cliff. How many people need to know, what's going to happen at the edge of the cliff, right? You're going to go down. You're going to have to figure out how to avoid the cliff. That's a principle. It's not a law. But laws have to be enforced. It's like putting up a fence. You got to try to keep everybody in or outside the fence, right? Rule of law. The rule of law is the single most dangerous idea ever inflicted upon mankind. It has gone by countless names throughout the ages of history. In more basic tribes, it is known as respect for elders. In the tyranny of royalty, it is known as nobility, birthright, and divinity. In communism, it is known as supremacy of a state. In dictatorships, it is known as the antidote to anarchy. In theocracies, it is known as revelation. The net teaching of this idea is that you are to obey the law, not because of its merits or its morality. You are to obey only because it is the law. It is assumed that even if the law is wrong, then it is right to follow because it supports the system, and the system is more important than you. In order for an intelligent person to choose what is right, they must know who is asking obedience of them. They must consider why it is being asked and what it is they're being asked to do. Only then can they decide for themselves if it is right. This is not doing what authority wants. Authority is not concerned with you doing what is right. It is only concerned with obedience. Culture teaches that nature of the law and what it asks you to do are irrelevant. Culture teaches that obedience is propriety. Culture teaches that when law is created, it becomes morality. Law is a weapon. It is used by evil to attack its prey, whether in the name of duty to king, loyalty to state, or rule of law. Law is the weapon used to extort and control. Culture upholds the nobility of law. Culture teaches that law is proper and good. It never questions who wrote the law. Tyrant and brother are the same. Culture never questions whether or not the law is right. You are to obey no matter what it says. In this fashion, law is a powerful weapon to be used against you. All principalities create volumes of laws that take lifetimes to understand and armies of lawyers to manipulate. All of these things are weapons in the hands of the powerful, which they will use at your expense. Law holds value only to those who create it, and only because your culture demands that you obey it. The purest invitation to tyranny is your commitment to obey law, regardless of what it says. Against you, the law becomes the perfect weapon. Whomever controls the law controls you. Your worth is measured by the extent of your obedience. That's why we say that you should have bravery and not obedience. Again, if you guys are interested in learning some of this, then it is The End of All Evil is the name of the book. And, we just need to rebuke it. We just need to rebuke it. We also just need to learn how to all get along and work together in peace. And if everybody's trying to get to the same goal of us winning, which I think we're trying to just break the chains of slavery, right? That's all we want. And so for that reason, all we need to do is, get along long enough to get to the end of the chains being broken. And then after that, we all just want to do what? Be left alone, right? Because we're all like the geese who just know what we want and why we want it, and we want to be able to do our thing. So let's just work on that, right? That's all we need to do. And everybody here in the comments, y'all could be nicer to each other. Can we just love each other? Let's all just love each other. If you have something that you want to give to Anna, everyone, I know that she can really appreciate and she needs your support. She's doing the last bits and bots to help us get everything from the market realm, the international market where the AFD is being traded all the way down to the ground. That's going to require all of us working together. So can we just lock arms? Let's all lock arms and let's get together and get the work done. And with that, I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for coming. Anna is very sorry that she isn't here with us, but we need her to rest. We need her to just relax and know how much we love her I'd love it if all of you guys would, speak some prayers over her right now and think of her being healed. Think of her smile. And we are just going to pour as much love as we can over her. If there's anyone out there who can send her a few shekels, then please do that as well. If everybody were to just send her $10 right now, she would be winning. It would be a lot for her. So let's do what we can. Let's help her, and the living law firm just help us get over this last hurdle. We got to get everything all the way down to the ground. Look how far we've come, you guys. Look how far we've come. So let's keep that energy flowing and direct it towards Alaska, at least right now, right? She and Jim are down and they're taking care of them. And we just know she's going to be better and she'll be back. We will see you guys next Tuesday. Have a great evening, you guys.